The best teachers. Who are your best teachers? Or when I use the word teacher, who comes to your mind? Let me tell you what I mean. Have you heard of a very famous and much esteemed professor of psychiatry at Harvard University called Robert Coles? Coles is brilliant. In fact, people had such regard for him, some even called him a secular saint, such an upright good man, besides being a brilliant scholar and writer. Now, he wrote much. Probably he is the world's biggest authority on the spirituality of children, 5 volumes on that. He could go down to the level of children, speak to them, get them to speak or drop pictures to express what was in their mind. He remembers interviewing an African American girl called Ruby. That was the time of Martin Luther King's struggle. Then, by federal law, white schools were forced to admit non-white children. So, there is this little African American girl, 8 years old, who is escorted by federal marshals, means military police, into the school, while white racists' parents stood on both sides of the road, hurling insults at her and threatening to lynch her. This kid did not seem afraid. It would walk through the 2 rows of screaming men and women and walk to reach the school calmly. The 2 soldiers with her said, "Gosh, I've been in the Second World War, but I had never seen such courage as in this little girl." So Coles interviewed her. Coles was wondering, how did this child get such courage? So he asked her, "Ruby, as you are walking in the midst of these men and women who are abusing you, threatening to lynch you, what do you do?" And Ruby said, "I do what my granny taught me to do." And Coles asked her, "And that is?" Ruby says, "I pray for them." Coles says, "My goodness, here's an 8-year-old African American girl from a poor family walking to school, praying for those who were threatening her and hurling abuses at her. Aren't these our best teachers?" Let me add one more story about what it means to have a teacher. Years ago in Pune, I met an American priest who had gone for training in Zen. He got really interested. He went to a master, he trained. So when we met him again, since he was a great enthusiast and trained by Zen masters, we asked him, we heard of this word Satori. See, in Zen, Satori is the highest point of enlightenment, like Nirvana in Sanskrit or eternal happiness, the beatific union in Christian terminology. So what is Satori? What is this highest stage? This priest paused and he said, "We cannot define Satori. We cannot put into words what enlightenment is. But," he said, "maybe I can put it this way. Maybe I have reached Satori when I consider every human being as my teacher." I think that's amazing wisdom. Not I am enlightened, so now I am fit to teach everyone else. But maybe I have reached enlightenment when I consider every human being as my teacher. So let's wish each other, you and me, great wisdom. May we have the wisdom to consider ourselves as perpetual beginners, and may we truly, very sincerely see every human being as our teacher. Then we will have a whole host of wise teachers all around us.